Dear honorable guests, Professor Idham Razak, Mr. Ganjar Premananto, and Ms. Iyati Lestari. Please welcome Mr. Ganjar Premananto as, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Pak Tantowi.
Thank you.
Good morning, all. Good morning, all for the academician of management, and especially for Professor Mohamad Idham. Thank you for your willingness to join with us to share your knowledge and your experience, especially in entrepreneur area. So today we will gonna have our first international management lecturing class, and today we will gonna talk about entrepreneur, especially how we could raising enlightening the education of entrepreneurship. We have so many opportunity, big opportunity, because many countries in the world see us, Indonesia, Malaysia, and others Asia, Southeast Asian region, that we have attractive market. The prediction for the market in ASEAN is about more than 400 million people in the middle economy that it's predict in about 2030. So we have so many attractive things. Many countries outside of the Asian region show us a beautiful, attractive market. How about us? This is the opportunity for us to be part of international entrepreneur. So let's us join together, do networking, especially in many area in ASEAN. So that's why management in FEB Universitas Airlangga trying to raise the association, new association. We have International Master in Management and Business Alumni Association. The vision of this association is to build networking among academicians in management. So this is our first move to make us aware for the opportunity for being networking among us. So trying to use it. So thank you again for Mohamad Idham, Ph.D. Please give us insight that we have a big opportunity to do more in our education. So that's it, Pak Tantowi. Hope that it will be very important thing for us to remind that and this is the first important international seminar that we're trying to conduct. Hopefully that you will always join with our international management lecturing class for next chapter. Thank you and have a good knowledge, experience. Barakallah. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Ganjar, for the speech. And I do believe that anything that we uh, raise from this session, it could be beneficial for our next future. So please welcome Mr. Mohamad Idham Razak. He is the uh, senior lecturer in University of Teknologi, Malaysia, which have Doctor of Philosophy in area of civilization, international marketing, and marketing behavior. So not only that, he also developed and nurtured some entrepreneurs and digital platform in Malaysia. Those understanding those experience would be very important for us today in the context of uh, in the context in the context of entrepreneurship in Malaysia and Indonesia. What is the advantages and the current issue related to those countries, and especially in entrepreneurial education sector and social entrepreneurship. Please, Mr. Idham Razak, the session is yours. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Mr. Tantowi. It is a great pleasure for me to come to share with you guys a good insight about entrepreneurship, especially in Malaysia. So before that, allow me to share the screens and also the slide. All right. Okay. Mr. Moderator, Mr. Tantowi, can you see my slide?
Yes.
All right. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. I really miss UNE because last time I went to UNE in 2019 as a visiting lecturer. So, good place, good vibe. So, it is a pleasure again to meet you today. So, as for today, it is a simple session, a relaxed, just a simple session whereby I would like to share about entrepreneurship in Malaysia, advantages, current issues, entrepreneurial education, and now we are more focusing on social entrepreneurship. All right. So before I start my session, it is for a warm up for today. So I would like to share with you guys a video from Katie Buckley. She is a motivational speaker, and then maybe we can take something positive out of her video. My best friend, a little Asian girl, she was blind, but every day we would have lunch together. She said these great barbecue beef sandwiches, and I'd have these boiled peanut butter and jelly. So every day we would exchange lunch. Now, what I didn't realize until I got older, she never saw me exchange those lunches. But then again, I never heard her complain about it either. One of the first times that I did learn as a child was good morning. And I got to tell you, as a kid, I was so excited that I could communicate that the very next family reunion, I went up to everybody and I signed, "Good morning." I guess you can say they're not morning people. Then they found out today that I started giving me hearing aids and I started learning how to talk. So as far as they were concerned, I was sick. They sent me back to public school. I was in public school in 4th, 5th grade. I stole money. I stole candy. I stole things from my house to take to school to give to the other kids because I wanted them to like me. So I'm in school and I'm saying, "Hi, you like me to be my friend?" I just want to be accepted. I wanted to be a part of something. Everybody wants to be accepted, a part of something. So I stole and I would give stuff away. I couldn't understand anything in the classroom. Teachers would have their back up against the blackboard. I couldn't hear what they were saying. By the time one kid would say something, I go to look for their lips, another kid's lips were moving. I was totally lost. I graduated from high school with a 1-point average. I didn't know what to do with my life. I was so lost and so confused for so long. So by the time I was 20 years old, I tried committing suicide 5 different times.
Now, there are going to be some things I'm not going to be successful at. And there's not a day that goes by where I don't thank God for letting me fail at least 5 different times. When I was 20 years old, I was laying on a beach sunbathing. The lifeguard Jeep ran me over. Talk about not knowing what your job description is. The Jeep ran over my face, stomach, chest, side, and back. I was laid up for 5 years. I died at the scene of the accident. I saw life after death. At least I believe I did. When it happened to me, when the Jeep ran over my face, I opened my eyes and I saw the bottom of the Jeep. And I could see the 2 rear wheels coming at me. And all I could think about is I need to protect my head. So I went to put my hand up above my head. And unfortunately, when I did that, the rear wheels took my elbows and took me and turned me. The next thing I remembered, everything turned the most beautiful blue, a blue I yet to see on this earth. I was totally surrounded by it. And then the brightest, whitest cloud came toward me. And all I could remember was, no, I'm not ready yet. I just got like, I'm not ready yet. And when I said that, everything faded away. And I saw the paramedics started working on me. Laid up for 5 years. In and out of a wheelchair for 2.5 years. They said I'd never walk again. I figured I didn't hear them. I got up and I left. I'll never forget the day I got up out of intensive care and they had me in a wheelchair by the window. And I yelled at God, you can't do this to me. I can't be in a wheelchair. I can't have a hearing loss and be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. Lord, please, let's not do this. And I said, you know, when I thought about coming back, you didn't tell me about this. I worked really hard to walk. I used to join the YMCA and I'd swim. Something told me that if I kept swimming, eventually my legs would follow with me. Either that or drag behind, I don't know, one or the other. When I started walking, one day I just packed my car up. I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, and I started driving. I ended up at the Pacific Ocean. I looked at the ocean, I looked at the car, and I said, darn, I ain't going any further, am I? I ended up in California. When I was 27 years old, I got diagnosed with cervical cancer. And after a while, you get a little upset. So I sitting there, the doctor said, we'll have the surgery. I went in, I had the surgery. 6 months later, I get a phone call, Kathy, we didn't get it all. I didn't know what to do. I was in my apartment, pacing the floor. Do I have the surgery? Do I not? I mean, I spent the first 20 years of my life trying to commit suicide. I finally died, and then I decided to stay. And now you're telling me if I don't have the surgery, I have 6 months to a year to live. I have no family support. What do I do? A perfect child of God, and society took me by the back of the neck and said, here, you're going to be retarded. Wow, this is okay. I like this. I like this school. These people are really great. No. Now you have a hearing aid. Just fixed. You're going back to public school. I don't understand the teacher. The teacher has her back turned to me. The kids are making fun of me. No. Now you're going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life because you got run over by a Jeep. God, please don't protect me like this. I can't live like this. No. Now I'm going to give you cancer. I'm going to give you 6 months to a year to live. This is where I learned how to say, no. Hear this. How dare you say I cannot talk? How dare you say I cannot walk? How dare you say I cannot have a life? How dare me for listening to you? I decided to take control of my life, take charge of it. I changed my diet. I changed my attitude. And I've been clean of cancer for over 15 years. The gift of choice. It's a gift that's given to you that nobody can take away from you. You have unlimited choices. If you make the wrong choice, you can try to correct it with another choice to make it right. Your life is the most precious gift you'll ever have. And it's the only one you have. You'll come into this world alone, you will leave alone. Who you meet in between is the challenge of how you deal with your life. Remember, no matter how bad something is in your life, it has a time limit. And women, we know we can drag something bad on forever. But also remember, no matter how good something's going on in your life, that too has a time limit.
All right then. Now I would like to talk about the current issue, especially in entrepreneurship. All right. So the Malaysian government is proactive. Now I would like to focus more on Malaysia, on how the government plays their role in order to help the young entrepreneur, especially to expand their business. All right. So they are proactive in terms of developing infrastructure that can boost new startup companies. All right. So although entrepreneurship in Malaysia has a lot of benefits, it does also have a challenges. All right. However, these challenges can be overcome. Right. There are several strategies that being planned and outlined by the government in order to help and assist the young entrepreneur. Then most countries have issues when it comes to digital entrepreneurship. Nowadays, we are focusing more on industrial revolution 4.0, educational revolution 5.0, internet of things and whatnot. So Malaysia is no exception. All right. What is about digital entrepreneurship? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the first one is digital entrepreneurship involves planning. You have to have a good plan when you want to get yourself involved in digital entrepreneurship. Second, digital entrepreneurship involves effective communication. You have to have a good communication. You have to practice yourself so that people will listen to you and buy your product. Digital entrepreneurship involves adaptability. We have to adapt with the new norms, with the new changes, with the new technology and whatnot. Currently, we are talking about the pandemic, COVID issue. So now, previously, we operate our business in a traditional ways. So now we have to adapt, selling everything online. So you have to have a special mindset that you want to change and adapt with your environment. Next, digital entrepreneurship requires knowledge. That is why education is important. You have to have a good education and you can learn from your experience and you can learn from the expert, but you have to have a knowledge so that you understand the flow of your business, you understand and you can forecast your business in the near future and you can overcome any issues that might be a challenge to your current business. Digital entrepreneurship also involves seeking new opportunities. We cannot sit in a comfort zone. We have to find a new opportunities so that we can expand our business. Next, digital entrepreneurship requires you to be a tech savvy. Yes, again, we have to be a tech savvy in the era of globalization. We understand everything about technology. All right, next, digital entrepreneurship learns from the hindsight. Last but not least, digital entrepreneurship requires grit, motivation, and also a good spirit. So, ladies and gentlemen, as for today, I would like to share my innovation product, Ecopreneur, on how I am using a digital platform to teach entrepreneurship for my students, especially during this pandemic era. Almost 2 years, we are facing a pandemic issue, and I believe most of the universities in the world now we are into online distance learning. So Entrepreneur is one of the platform created by my friends and I to share the information, input, exercises, quizzes, and many more, especially in entrepreneurship. All right. All right. Thank you. I put the hyperlink for the video.
Good day and welcome to our group called Ja'arai, which means voice out. Helen Keller says, alone we do so little, together we do so much. Here comes our group. Let me introduce our group. I am Nalini Arumugam. Our leader, Mohamad Idham. He's a sharing and caring leader. Associate Professor Dr. Geraldine Di Mello, cheerful and competent. Associate Professor Dr. Kartiaini, diligent and devoted. Associate Professor Dr. Hariri, positive and pleasant. Dr. Alice, cooperative and caring. Dr. Razak, inspiring and inventive. Puan Sheila, frank and friendly. Asha Lata, eager and enthusiastic. Puan Shivajyoti, obliging and orderly. Last but not least, Puan Juliana, the efficient and easygoing member. This is a group of smart partnership.
Confirm anda semua boleh jawab ekonomi. Wah, best gila. Senang doh. Gila senang.
Semua boleh dapat. Okey. The efficacy of Ecopreneur has been acknowledged by the international body by conferring awards and being accepted by the international jury. Most importantly, the students enjoyed and improved their grades. Ecopreneur is a timely platform, especially during this time of pandemic, when online learning has become the main platform in learning. Ecopreneur platform is also in line with IR 5.0, which stresses a lot on using technology in learning. We are optimistic that Ecopreneur platform can be extended to any other subjects beyond entrepreneurship education. Ecopreneur is the future. Ecopreneur is the source of all you need to know.
All right. So how about the entrepreneurship development, especially in Malaysia? All right. So you can read the journal paper written by Shahida Abdullah and Amran Mohamad, the development of entrepreneurship in Malaysia. All right. So the paper talks about the development from the first phase until the fourth phase, talking about the development of entrepreneurship before NEP or new economic policy. The second phase. The second phase is about the initial period after NEP was introduced. Then the third phase, the later period after NEP, and then now we are in the fourth phase, the period after NEP. All right. So about the entrepreneurship education, especially in Malaysia. All right. So the Malaysian government has gone to the length of making the subject of entrepreneurship compulsory to every student, especially in UITM. Most of the students in any faculty, they have to take two codes. First one, ENT 300 for diploma student, and then the other one for non-business student, ENT 600. We call it as the Technology Entrepreneurship, whereby they have to learn entrepreneurship infused with the technology when they do the business plan presentation. All right. Apart from this subject taught in the classroom, students are also encouraged to participate in many entrepreneurship activities. One of the module that they have to learn in entrepreneurship subject, they have to sell or promote certain product. They have to think hypothetically if they want to do business, how they want to market their product, following 4 P's by Kotler, and then they will present it to us. All right. So this government led the initiative that can reduce the rate of unemployment. So we know this is a macroeconomic issues in any country in the world. The first one is unemployment and produce less opportunities for business. All right. So you are also can read the research paper titled Entrepreneurship Education in Malaysia, a Critical Review. All right. Now, in the era of globalization, again, in the era of technology, Internet of Things, we are talking about the social entrepreneurship. So new age entrepreneurs are starting to think of how they can make a social impact on the world. All right. Social entrepreneurship in Malaysia helps to uplift a minority communities in the country, helps grant employment, and helps in achieving sustainable goals as set by the United Nations. All right. So today we have a special session for our sharing session. All right. So I would like to introduce my best friend because most of you are the students. So talking about the young entrepreneur. So I call my best friend. He is a young entrepreneur, a successful young entrepreneur. All right. Because theoretically, I can share a lot of points about entrepreneurship, but it is just a theory. So we need someone in practice to share with us their experience. So thinking of that, I would like to introduce my friend. So it is a brief introduction. As you know, you are so lucky because he is a celebrity Instagram, beauty and health ambassador, uh, property mogul, crazy rich Asian, one of the crazy rich Asian. All right. And without further ado, I would like to call upon my friend, Malaysia, young Agnes Monica. All right, Farhan.
Oh my
The floor.
God. Hi, everyone.
You want to share the screen? I would like to ask the.
No, it's okay.
All right.
I'm not sharing the screen. Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. Thank you so much to my dear friend, Professor Idham, for the fine introduction. Okay. My name is Farhan. First of all, I would like to thank, of course, my dear friend, Professor Idham, for extending the invitation to me. And I would also like to extend my gratitude to the members of Alanga University as well, and also our moderator for today. Thank you for having me. So today I am going to briefly share my perspective on utilizing the digital platform like social media in the world of entrepreneurship. So today I'm going to should businesses be thinking about what makes an effective social media content and understanding the power of branding on social media. Because in the digital platform, content creating is the engine of your success. It is crucial to develop your content that align with your brand and what you are selling. Number one is to indulge into social media, participate into social media, be familiar with whichever network that you recognize could be your channel. It could be Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We have plenty out there on social media. We have plenty of networks. So be familiar with it, with your channel to reach larger audience. Statistically, Indonesia has 170 million social media users reported in 2021. So there you go. It's a huge local market. However, it could be, talking from personal experience, it could be challenging to grow an audience, create great content, and increase engagement. All too often, we see brands giving up on social media after just a few months. It takes 8 months to 1 year for me personally to really get the hang of it. Not only to get a consistent constant stream going, but to figure out what my audience resonates with and what they don't. Yeah, it all starts with, of course, before we do anything, it all starts with planning. Create a social media strategy and write it down in order to hold your business accountable to what you do. Your strategy should include a basic company mission statement, like content plan and goals, and most importantly, a powerful statement on why people would follow you on social media, what kind of content you plan on creating and posting, and what you hope to achieve, and like why should people see you? Because you have a lot of competitors out there. There are a lot of people on social media, and a lot of those people are showcasing and promoting their own brand, why they should watch you and why are you special in this field. So create something that stands out. Number 2 is just to simply be you. Show off your personality or create a persona that you want to show to your audience. Take a second to think about the brands that you follow on social media. What makes them special? What makes you follow them? What makes you click the follow button? All those criteria that makes you want to see them. So be that. Chances are that there is something special about the content they post or the way in which they post it. We are guessing they have a personality and aren't just brand robots pushing out content. So, when you follow a business page, you don't just watch solely because of what they are selling. You follow because of the personality of the people who's selling it, right? So creating a great social media presence isn't only about showing the value of your product or service, like I said just now. It's about connection. It's about experiences. Like in my case, I'm doing my very own business that promotes health and beauty. And on the other hand, I'm also doing real estate. So I created 2 different persona for 2 different fields of this career of mine. So say on Facebook, my real estate marketing and sales network, I usually do that on Facebook. So I will be more formal, just so I appear more professional, because there, my audience right there would consist of career people, more established or so-called, and they mostly came from a different generations from me, and not to mention that they are putting out a lot of money to invest on property. So I need to portray a persona for me to be convincing enough to gain their respect and trust. But on the other hand, on my Instagram, which is my business network, I appear to be more casual and relaxed, because there my audience would want to see that. You don't see people talk about beauty products in a formal manner. It just doesn't make sense to me. So these are the vitality of online presence. Number 3 is to listen to your customer, listen to your consumer rather than promoting. The way I like to think about it is that social media offers an incredible and impeccable open-ended platform that businesses can use to communicate and engage with customers. Social media is becoming somewhat a customer service platform, and people are coming to expect it. The tricky part is the better you get at socializing, the more engagement you'll get. And in turn, the more comments, the more people reacting to what you're posting, the more shares you get. So that is the most important part, the engagement that you create in your content. So that will help you gain more recognition, and for some occasion you can even gain fans. Like from my personal experience, I have people who what I want to call fans, because they constantly want to be updated to my day-to-day routine. So that's how I create over the 7 to a year progress. I finally get all these loyal people to be updated with my day-to-day lifestyle. And lastly is to boost organic contents to a targeted audience. What's great about social media for businesses is that you don't have to be an expert in order to see success with advertising. Now you can just like put on money on the boosting services on social media, and they'll do the job for you. So you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to pay to go to the advertising classes or courses for you to for you to put your brand out there. Now, you know, social media this platform has made it easy for all of us to, you know, advertise our brands, advertise our products and services. So in conclusion, I think establishing a brand on social media is critical. It's very important. It's vital for all businesses, because we live in a world that everything revolves around social media nowadays. I think people update more than they talk to each other. So people spend most of their time daily on internet, on social media. So you got to start from there. So for startups, gaining followers on social media can help build hype for a launch and increase the chance of people hearing about the business early on, hearing about your brand. Yeah, social media can also consume a lot of your time, okay, which entrepreneurs are usually short on. Entrepreneurs usually, use their time for other stuff, but social media requires a lot of time. So you gotta be balanced in everything that you do if you're an entrepreneur and if you're utilizing this platform. So you need to be effective with your social media strategies to get the most out of it. So Mr. Idham, I think that's it from me today.
Thank you.
You need to on your mic.
Mr. Idham Razak, yes, please.
Okay, thank you, Farhan. All right. So I think that's all from
My pleasure.
Farhan and I. All right.
Thank
So,
you,
Thank you
Mr.
for
Farhan.
having me.
yes, I will pass the session to Mr. Tantowi.
Okay. Maybe Farhan, could you stay first?
Yes.
Okay, good, great.
Yeah, sure.
I think this is
Yeah.
a surprise for us, having a double speaker or remarkable speaker.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Okay, so actually I have a lot of questions, but I will prioritize my students to deliver their thoughts, and probably maybe they have some questions related to both contents from you. Please, anyone raise your hand or open your video and deliver your questions. We can discuss anything related to the entrepreneurship in academics or probably in practical. Please, anyone? The thing is, maybe most of us having a shy or to deliver.
No problem. I think they can drop the question in the chat box.
Yeah. You can chat the questions in the chat box in the Zoom chat. Meanwhile, may I deliver questions to both of you?
All right.
Okay. The first one to Mr. Idham Razak. What an interesting platform you have developed, sir. But the thing is, can we, as students outside Malaysia or probably outside your university, enroll to those platforms?
Yes, it is free access. And
Okay.
then after the session, I will share you the link because
Okay.
recently we have upgraded the platform from the traditional Ecopreneur. Now we have upgraded into using augmented reality in certain
Oh, wow.
chapters. So it is good for you to share with your students. So after the session, I will share with you the links. Then don't worry, it is free access and FOC, free of charge.
Okay, guys, this is a great opportunity for us to enroll to this the platform itself, and probably we could create some collaboration to another international students in Malaysia.
Yes. Sure.
Okay, great. And the next questions would be for how could I say Farhan?
Yeah, Farhan.
Okay, Farhan.
Yes.
Okay, maybe as a student, maybe as a first-time entrepreneur, could you share your thoughts on what are the important factors to initiate our first business? So, what things we should prepare apart from the technicality like business plan and the technical knowledge in business, from your perspective?
From my perspective, for the first timers who want to initiate and venture into businesses, you need to know what are you doing, like what business are you doing, and does your business reflects you in a person. You get it what I mean? Because I'm very passionate about beauty and health, so I'm pursuing business into what I love to do. So so as a first timer, you know, of course you need to know what you want to do, what you want to sell, what service you want to provide, and come with a business plan, come with your strategies, come with your target market, and you go from there. And eventually things will fall into places when you have all those things intact. Yeah.
Great. So we need to know our field probably, our interests, and go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, right.
Okay, thank you, Farhan. And we have a question, actually two questions from Mr. Ganjar. Dr. Idham, how could you give a scoring or marking probably to your entrepreneur students, especially for their new product?
All right. Okay. So the faculty has given us, especially the lecturers, a score marking sheet accordingly. So in terms of introduction, presentation, and then the content until the conclusion. So they have the rubric. So that based on that template, following template, we will assess our student. So it is easier for us to evaluate our student, and then they have a special community to monitor the progress and also to adjust the template accordingly. All right.
Okay, so
I have the template. I have the template again. It is okay for me to share with you after the session. All right. So don't worry. So just text me anything, so I will get to you as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Idham. So it's all clear. We have the marking scheme. We have all the rubrics, right?
Yeah, rubric.
Okay. For Farhan, how do you define or how do you find the idea about your content by day?
Basically I just you know, it's my content varies differently, but mostly I post my content depending on my mood. I gotta be honest, right? So it depends on my mood that day. If that day I really want to focus on beauty supplements, then I'll post on beauty supplements. And if the next day I want to focus on skincare, then I'll do that. So to me, there is no any specific planning on what to do today, what to do tomorrow. Of course, there's a prior planning to that, but there's no like, oh, okay, I have to post this on Monday, I have to post this on Tuesday. No, to me, it's just, okay, I feel like posting it tomorrow. And then on the next day, I feel like posting them. But your content cannot be the same, because people will, you know, be easily bored by that. You have to, you know, your content needs to be colorful.
Okay, maybe you could share your Instagram account later, so we could learn from you. And for
oh my
for
God.
the girls, probably they have
sure.
some insight or knowledge.
The chat box maybe.
Okay, thank you, Haran.
Oh,
and then we have
box. Okay.
Move on to the next question, probably.
Sorry, Mr. Tan.
Yeah.
All right. For your information and the audience, he is a good singer. If you.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. Top it.
So you are a singer.
No, I just out of hobby. I'm not a professional singer.
So just multi-talent businessman, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, multi-talent.
Yeah. So what an opportunity to have you here, actually. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. And for the next questions, we have from Mohamad to Mr. Idham. So for the entrepreneurship of an EP phase, how to make all phase clear? I mean, what's probably what he meant is what's the difference between each phase?
Again?
The milestone probably for entrepreneurship of an EP phase, how to make all phases clear.
All right, the milestone for the business plan or
For the NEP phase for Malaysia government.
So the best book that you can refer about NEP is by Habibah Leha, Malaysian Economic, Past and Present. They have two versions, one in 2007 and the second one in 2011. All right. New economic policy, we have like Rancangan Malaysia Pertama, and then we have the Rancangan Malaysia Kedua, and now we have the RMK 11. All right. Different environment, different economic situation. We have the economic downturn in 1998,
Yes.
and then again in 2008, financial crisis, and then the US market issue in 2010. So it really affect the business and also the entrepreneurs. So the NEP will based on the current economic situation. So they will have a meeting among them, among the experts, among the scholars to draft out for the NEP. So normally, as we can see that from the NEP 1 until NEP 11, there is a tremendous progress. For example, NEP 1, we are more focusing on agricultural, and now we are more into services and technology. So again, different phases, different focus, and also based on the current economic situation. So I hope that my answer helps, my response helps to answer the question.
I think it's clear. So it's followed the development of economics itself, right? Okay. The next question is for Mr. Farhan. Excuse me, Mr. Farhan, how if we want to create some contents based on our talents, but we don't have much confidence? How do we convince ourselves that we can do it and people will like us? Because I'm scared if people don't like me. That's from Harum, and another one from Fathul. Farhan, how to get customer trust on our account, because there are many fraud accounts that make customers hesitate to shop on social media. Maybe the first one from Harum about the how to overcome the fear.
Yeah. For me, I really have no issues with that, but I really understand people who does. And Harum, right? Just don't have expectations. When you want to do something on social media, you just need to bear in mind that you will receive love and you will receive hate. This thing comes in pair, and you just don't need to have any expectations. If you want to do it, if you can sing, if you can act, mau jadi pelakon, buat je semua dekat Instagram ke apa ke, use your social media and just post anything you want. You don't have to the expectation, and you don't have to have the fear of what people think about you. Personally, that's what I do, and eventually people will love us because of the confidence that we put out. Yeah. And the next question is to get the trust. How to get customers' trust on our account. Okay, how you represent your products and how you establish your branding. That's important, because your branding is your foundation. So your foundation has to be strong and has to be professional. So if you are selling, let's say I'll talk about me, I'm selling, beauty related products. What are my lifestyles? My lifestyle consists of, skincare, fashion, all those things that related to it. So when people watch me, they see that, oh, okay, Farhan is this kind of person. So now I believe him when he sells this kind of thing. So, you have to create, your own brand on social media, and you have to have that persona on social media that resembles your business, so that you can easily gain trust by that. I hope that helps. Yeah.
Probably we have last questions for Mr. Ganjar Premananto. So for Farhan again, there are so many beauty vloggers in YouTube. Maybe not only YouTube, the overall platform in social media, right? So how did you set the differentiation on your content, Farhan?
Oh, this is what I said earlier, is to stand out, right? You know that when we talk about this thing, there comes your own creativity, you know, on how you present your products up there. So that, like you said, there are so many beauty vloggers in YouTube. So if you want to stand out, don't talk about the topics that people already, you know, put out. Talk about something different. Maybe when you're doing your makeup, maybe when you're promoting your beauty products, talk about mental health, because right now I think mental health is an essential topic nowadays, right? People struggles with it. So, you know, so that you can attract, you know, you can attract your audience from people who likes beauty and have mental health issues. These two comes from two different groups. So you can easily attract broader range of audience by, you know, what we call that, diversifying the way you present your content.
Okay, I think that's the way we do differentiation, and be unique, probably.
Yes, that's the simple way to put it. Yeah, be unique.
Okay, guys, if you have no more questions, since we have 4 minutes left, so
Mr. Tantowi, I did share the Farhan's IG in the chat box.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. The recording of this the Zoom session also we will deliver to you and to all students as well. So if you want to rewatch again, yes, we can learn again in our YouTube Department Management channel. So guys, can we have a photo sessions, and maybe you can turn your video on for our last sessions. So let's guys, are you with me? Okay. So this is our last sessions, Mr. Idham, Razak, and Yusuf Farhan. We thank you so much for your delivery and for anything that you have given to us. I hope it will be beneficial for the students, and we can strengthen our cooperations and collaboration in later in any opportunity, right? Okay, are you guys ready? Oh, so
Yeah.
Okay, let me click the screenshot for the first part of the Zoom meeting. 1, 2, 3. So actually we have 12, so be patient with us. Okay, 1, 2, 3 for the second part. For the third part, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And the next one, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I think that's it, because not all of the students are willing to open the video. So guys, say greeting, say your last hi, and thank you for our honorable guest speaker, both Mr. Idham Razak and Yusuf Farhan. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Barakallah. Thank you. Idham, I wish that you could help us for our entrepreneur concentration.
Right.
So maybe in the future we will ask you to give more lecturing.
Sure.
Is that fine?
Yes, sure. It is my pleasure.
Okay. Thank you.
One more thing, we can collaborative research partners.
Yes.
Yes.
That will be good also.